Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. A big victory for Dr. Bonnie Henry with concerns about COVID in churches. Another overdose alert in Chilliwack, the second of the year. The ongoing drama for the Hope train station and the decision from the Ombudsman. And as we get ready for a Chiefs hockey season, tennis season is about to start. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. The legal challenges over in-person worship and Chilliwack churches seems to be over for the time being. A BC Supreme Court judge dismissed a petition from a legal advocacy group that challenged COVID-19 rules in British Columbia, saying its argument that the restrictions unjustifiably infringed on religious freedoms. The Calgary-based Justice Centre for Constitutional Freedoms represented Valley churches in their argument that the provincial health officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, allegedly overstepped her authority. The Chief Justice found that Dr. Henry's orders infringed the fundamental freedoms of religion, speech, assembly, and association, but ruled that the infringements are justified. The Chief Justice found that Dr. Henry was owed deference to her decision-making and was not required to be correct in making her orders, but only needed to have acted in a reasonable range of alternatives. Now, closer to home, the province has opened a number of COVID vaccination centers, including Chilliwack Mall. You can make your reservations for an appointment now, and the first needles go in the arm next week. Fraser Health has issued a new overdose alert for addicts. This is a fentanyl contaminated with benzos. The increase in overdoses has promoted the warning. Now, last weekend, in a 24-hour period, there was a significant spike in overdoses. These ODs appear to be associated with a bluish-green substance being sold off as fentanyl. This is the second major overdose alert this year in Chilliwack. The first was back in January. Now, naloxone may not fully reverse the effects of an overdose with this substance. Last weekend at the Federal Conservative Forum, the federal leader, Aaron O'Toole, pleaded with fellow Conservatives that the party must change with the times and be relevant and to have a chance at defeating Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. He made mention of adopting the stand that climate change is real and be part of the party platform officially. Well, at the party's virtual convention, 54% of the delegates voted against the motion, which called on policy to recognize climate change as real while stressing the need for highly polluting businesses to take more responsibility to reduce emissions. chillTV reached out to local Chilliwack Hope MP Mark Strahl, who is the party whip, to find out how he voted. So he responded to us, quote, "While I'm not going to discuss any of my confidential votes at the Conservative Party convention, I will say I believe climate change is real and support our existing environment policy." And continuing on, we believe that an effective international emissions reduction regime on climate change must be truly global and must include binding targets for all the world's major emitters, including China and the United States. Over 40 people turned out last Saturday for a last-ditch protest to show the District of Hope that their beloved and aging train station should be saved. It was a small yet vocal protest in the spring drizzle. The BC Ombudsman was to decide if the decision between the district and other jurisdictions, including the Ministry of Transportation, followed proper due course. And we are still waiting for that decision. The station was built back in 1916, and over 2,200 signatures have been gathered to save the building. The building itself was vandalized a number of times by the nearby homeless camp, and it's in pretty poor shape, although critics have said they have engineering reports stating the station is stable and usable. So chillTV asked for a copy of those reports. That never happened. The Chilliwack River Valley Outdoor Learning Program resumes on April the 1st. The program is a fully insured independent program that connects kids with nature and each other and themselves, and it's a fee of $125 per child. Details can be found on their Facebook page. The goal of the program is to develop the skills and healthy mindset for a lifelong passion of learning, as well as to learn an awareness and appreciation for nature. More than 60 initiatives for species conservation and ecosystem restoration are taking place throughout the province. And that includes a couple of projects in the Fraser Valley. Both projects in the area will be led by the Fraser Valley Watersheds Coalition, with the first, the restoring of the Tom Berry gravel pit into a floodplain habitat. That provides Pacific salmon an easier path down the Fraser as they migrate. The second project is the Agricultural and Environmental Pilot Program for supporting local and small-scale hobby farmers and horse farms. If you're planning to head to Island 22 this week, take note, crews are going to be doing some improvements at Island 22's regional park. Contractors are working in the day, and they are going to be working in the picnic area and a small section along the river near the dog park. You first heard word of this last week, and now the Chilliwack Chiefs' 20-game schedule is released, and their 3-team pod will be at the Chilliwack Coliseum after the mandatory 14-day quarantine. The pod consists of the Chiefs, Merritt, and Prince George. The BC Hockey League and the Chilliwack Chiefs have now posted that schedule up on their respective websites. The UFV women's basketball team is holding their first annual spring plant sale. The mission is to get you into the garden while choosing to support a healthy fundraiser. The basketball program, like many others in post-secondary sports, has taken a major hit during the pandemic. The deadline for plant orders is April the 30th. Details can be found on their Facebook page. And anyone for tennis? Registration now open for the spring tennis lessons at the Chilliwack Landing Sports Center. More information can be found on their Facebook page, Chilliwack Tennis Camps and Lessons. chillTV weather, the days are getting warmer, although this weekend will be a mix of clouds and showers in the high of 11. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.